the crow won't leave. Or the same hawk keeps appearing at the exact moment your mind lands on a certain thought. A moth on the windowsill the week someone died. A fox that stops and looks at you and doesn't run. And you feel something pass between you that you don't have words for. And then you maybe feel a little bit embarrassed for feeling it. By the end of this episode, I'm going to tell you what's actually crossing that gap between you and the animal. And it's not what the cute version says, and it's not nothing either, but stay with me. This is for the ones who talk to animals when no one's watching, the ones who feel more seen by a stray cat than by most people, the ones who were called too much, too sensitive, weird, and who quietly suspect the animals understood them better than the humans ever did. You're not crazy. Let's go. I'm very pumped for this episode. Almost every ancestral culture we have records of read animals as messengers, not as decoration, as a working language between the seen and the unseen. The point isn't to romanticize or flatten those traditions into one Pinterest spirit animal aesthetic. They were specific, rooted, and they belonged to particular peoples. The point is the pattern. Across continents that never ever spoke to each other, humans independently arrived at the same intuition that the animal carries a message the conscious mind can't deliver to itself directly. Carl Jung had a striking way of putting it. He said the animal represents the part of us that is still in perfect harmony with its own nature. The part that has never lied to itself, never performed, never abandoned its instinct to be liked. So when an animal arrests us, Jung would say, it's often that exiled, honest, instinctual part of ourselves watching back into the frame wearing fur or feathers. The fox stops and looks at you because something in you has stopped pretending. And here's where we don't have to hand wave, because the science is genuinely astonishing. Take the crow, since the crow haunts so many of us. Corvids, crows, ravens, magpies are among the most intelligent animals alive. They make and use tools, they recognize individual human faces, they hold grudges, sometimes for years, and they tell other crows about you. They hold what researchers have described as funerals, gathering around a dead crow. This isn't folklore, this is documented behavioral science. So when you feel watched by a crow, you are being watched by a creature with a level of awareness we badly underestimated. The butterfly carries a different kind of truth hidden in language itself. The ancient Greek word psyche meant both soul and butterfly. The same word. They looked at the creature that liquefies inside the chrysalis, actually dissolves into cellular soup and reorganizes into something with wings. And they named the soul after it. I feel like that is not a coincidence we can afford to skip. When the butterfly arrives during our hardest passage, we are standing inside a 4,000-year-old metaphor that says, the dissolving is not the end of you, it is the middle of you. I want us to do something. Think of the animal that has been showing up for you, or the one that always has, the one that's been with you since childhood before you knew what a totem was. Now, don't tell me what it means off some list. Ask the better questions. What is that animal free to do that you are not to do? The crow doesn't care if it's liked. The cat doesn't explain itself. The wolf doesn't abandon the pack, but doesn't dissolve into it either. The deer feels everything and survives anyway. Whatever quality that animal is living out loud, that is very often the exact quality we exiled in ourselves to stay safe. The animal isn't bringing you a message from the sky, it is holding up the part of you that you put down. So, what's crossing the gap between us and the animal? No, not magic words. not nothing. Recognition. Two nervous systems, two forms of awareness meeting in a moment where neither is performing. The animal is fully itself, it's no apology, and that is so rare in our world that when we witness it up close, something in us that has been holding its breath for years is finally able to exhale. That's why it makes us cry and we can't explain why. We are not grieving the animal, we are grieving how long it's been since we let ourselves be that undefended. The synchronicity is real. It's just that the messenger and the message were always pointing the same direction. Back towards the self we were before we learned to perform. And let me be clear here, because of course, if you cry for your pet, you are grieving your animal, you are grieving the animal. But, for context, right? So, when the animal stops and look at you, let it. Don't look away first and don't take your camera in an instant. Be in the moment, be present and ask, what are you free to be? That I forgot I was allowed to be. Thank you so very much for listening. As always, please like and subscribe if you support my content. It really helps me out with the algorithm. I love you all so very much. Stay safe, stay unharmed, and remember, frequency is power. Bye!